Heads high is our posture. Against all odds, we gon' prosper. We know our place in this world. We gon' shine our lights till it hurts. Staying focused, we know our day coming. Negative vibes, we escape from it. We know our place in this world. We gon' shine our lights till it hurts. Heads high is our posture. Against all odds, we gon' prosper. We know our place in this world. We gon' shine our lights till it hurts. Staying focused, we know our day coming. Negative vibes, we escape from it. We know our place in this world. We gon' shine our lights till it hurts.
What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And today I have a special guest. I got my little sister on here, Tanya. We're going to discuss the relationship between Cory Hardrict and Tia Mowry, and just give our thoughts and our opinions on their marriage and what's going on, in their relationship. What's up, Tanya?
Hey, what's up, Mike? What's up, everybody?
Yeah. So look, first off, I want to welcome everybody like in the chat. My man Time, what's going on, Time? Appreciate you tuning in. Can you see the chat, Tanya, on your screen?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I shouldn't have did that.
Oh, okay. It's all good. I was just asking, but yeah. So we basically everybody's been, a lot of people's been keeping up with what's been going on with Tia Mowry and Cory Hardrict, right? Mm-hmm. And so my contention was that, just like the title was, that she really cheated herself when she when Tia Mowry really cheated herself when she divorced Cory Hardrict. And I say that for a couple reasons, right? Because number one, by all accounts, even her own, he was a good dude. And so basically it just seems like, from the outside looking in, it just seemed like she was like a lot of that of the reason that she wanted to break up or divorce was for selfish reasons. And so that was my take on it.
Yeah, I agree. I think for some reason I think she must have felt like she was missing something. Missing out on something. Not that, like I said the other day, I think she must have been talking to some of her single girlfriends or somebody else's life. Another thing I thought was she was looking at the life of her sister, her twin sister. And I think that maybe she was noticing the different dynamics between her sister's marriage and her marriage. So I was thinking, well, her sister is married to a white guy. Right. And she's married to, she was married to Cory. And I'm not trying to make it a black-white thing, but they both they were raised by their black mother and their white father. So I'm thinking that maybe there's something within her sister's marriage that she felt like she should have and that she was lacking. That was just my take on it.
Yeah.
It's a difference in the way, I think Cory is, he was raised in a black household, black mom, right, with a single mom. And I think that Tia and Tamara both were used to the man in their life being a certain way, being raised by their white father. Maybe he was a little bit more gentle, a little bit more delicate with them. And Cory was just the polar opposite. A lot of times when women get married, you try to marry your father, right? Or somebody else's father. Same for men. Men try to marry somebody that's generally speaking, they try to marry somebody that's like their mother. But I think, Tia, what she did was she married somebody that was more like her mother. Maybe she honed in on the black side of the family, Said, oh, I'm gonna marry Cory, he this, he that. But then, just looking in at her sister's relationship with her husband, she was like, wait a minute, Dad to do that with mom, and Cory doesn't do that with me, that may have been a part of her
It could be, yeah. See, I never looked at it like that until you said that, but I just think that like I don't know because all right. So from the very beginning, when she says, well, first of all, her mother, Tia Mowry's mother, encouraged her to give Cory a chance. I didn't know that she encouraged. She said that Tia Mowry didn't really take Cory Hardrict serious until her mother said, you know, you should give him a chance. He seemed like a nice guy. Just give him a chance, right? And so maybe you're right. Maybe she, as far as like she's used to a different kind of dynamic when it comes to like, you know, like the man in her life, right?
What do you mean when she said give him a chance before she divorced him, or you
No,
mean?
no, before they like when they first met. When they
Oh,
first met, you know, because they had known each other for a while. And they even told a story about like one time Cory Hardrict was on the bus stop and Tia, did you ever hear that? She was,
yeah.
yeah. And her and her sister gave Cory a ride. You know, he was standing on a bus stop. He had on some jeans and some flip flops, right? So I don't know why they felt the need to mention that, but
Yeah, I mean, but he even mentioned it one time in an interview, and they brought it up because he was saying he was broke,
yeah,
and
right.
and even before marrying her, he even mentioned the fact that he was broke. He was like, "I was broke, you know. I didn't, you know, I felt like I wasn't ready. You know, I wanted to." Her sister was already established. He said all of that in an interview before with Tia, and he said that's how he knew that it was real, that she really loved him because
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't looking for what he could do for her. That you know, maybe she thought that he could do more as time progressed, but
Yeah,
at that point in time, he was broke.
yeah. And so I'm gonna read the comment by my guy my time. He says that she thought that she was better than him. The great thing about Tia Mowry's sister is what's her name?
Tamara.
Tamara chose her family, then her career. So do you get the impression that Tia thought she was you know, that she was better than him?
No, I don't think she felt like she was better than Cory. I just think that she was tired of carrying him. He
Mm-hmm.
was he was tugging on her coattails. Like she was carrying the whole relationship, honestly. You know, she was making
Yeah,
and it had always been like that. But I feel
yeah,
I like kind of like what you said the other day when you mentioned that even though he was home, you know, he wasn't always working and making as much money as she was. He was able to stay home and with the kids and you know raise the kids. I mean, because when she was working, she didn't have to worry about like, oh, who gonna watch the kids? You know, it was
yeah.
their father was able to you know get them to the point where they are today. You know, and sometimes you know that's good, but
Mm-hmm.
I think she was tired of. I think she felt like she was wearing the pants in a relationship.
Yeah. At least financially, because I do recall, like on certain interviews, like when she tried to overtalk him, you know, he tried to cut her short, you know, like, well, oh, let me talk, you know, let me talk. So that's one thing, like people like, all right, say like if a woman is making more money than the man, right? And then so some women at first say that, you know, that they can handle, you know, being the breadwinner and everything. Then I guess as time go on, then like maybe women do carry resentment, like when you know when they feel like the guy's not bringing, um, you know, he's not coming to the table financially the way she would like him to come to the table financially.
I mean, I can understand that, like maybe just a little bit of resentment because you know, when times, especially when times get hard.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I don't really see that for them. Like, you know, what times was hard for them. I mean, you know, I know
Right. Yeah.
at least she was, you know, because Tia and Tamara will always be okay. They still have that money, you know, from when they
Yeah.
were, you know, young kids, they young stars. But I feel like Cory needed to, you know, in certain situations, maybe in his relationship, he needed to double down on his manhood, you know, in other
Mhm.
ways. Okay, but he wasn't bringing in the money, and
Yeah.
maybe it have been a you know, a stay-at-home dad, right? But and maybe that was the reason why he was so you know, strict with her when he was, you know, talking because
Yeah.
it was like, you know, he didn't have it in other capacities. So maybe he was doubling up in other ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that all right, so when all right, so if she felt like later on that she wasn't, you know, he wasn't stepping up to the plate financially, then later on once she filed for the divorce, and then she made that statement about graduating, right? Like she felt like she had graduated. I think that statement right there really turned a lot of people off. You know what I mean? Like she said she
Oh,
had graduated. Um, and also she said that she felt like, well, she said not only did she graduate, but she said she felt like that like as a mother and as a wife, she put everybody first, right? And
mhm.
so my pushback to that is like, all right, so you can divorce your husband, but number one, I don't think the husband was the issue, because you can divorce your husband, but you can't divorce your kids. You know
Right.
what I mean? So when she left, she took the kids with her.
Mhm.
So I
I
I think that she just jumped shit too early.
Yeah, and now he making all this money, and now he like
Yeah.
got the biggest stock as far as a single man is concerned. I'm like
Hmm.
so happy for him. I think that she really wasn't patient. I mean, you can say she was because she was with him all this time.
Yeah.
But he, like I told you before, he mentioned like when we all first found out that they had separated. I think that he said something like, "Don't make decisions when you're angry." You
Hmm.
know, not the type of decisions that's going to cost you in the long run. And I think he was.
Yeah.
Did you want to read the comment?
Oh, no, 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 no. I get it. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like, yeah, she made a decision along, I guess at a time when she, with like some things was going on, like she probably was emotional about the situation, and she made a decision. But my thing is like, I don't know. I think that, like, all right, to me it just seems like sometimes some women don't know what they want, because all right, when you get a guy who by all accounts is like a stand-up kind of guy, a good guy, he may not been financially, like I said, where she wanted him to be, but now that she's out there in the dating market and she running across a lot of guys
Mhm.
who is not vested in her, who, what I mean, they don't have that, like I said, they not vested. They don't have the kids. They don't have the house, and they don't have the history together. You know what I mean? And so, like, another guy coming, like, why would you toss all that away and then go out there for somebody and to start all over with? You know what I mean? Like in the dating market, it just really didn't make no sense.
Yeah, she's starting from scratch. Like,
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong,
yeah,
people break up all the time, but like you said,
yeah,
I don't know if they were married like more than 14 years, but that's a long time for, to be married and then
yeah,
just walk away. And it wasn't, it wasn't for serious, I mean, I can't say serious reasons because her feelings are valid, but it wasn't for anything that was detrimental.
yeah, yeah. So, all right, I want to read a statement by Time. Time says that Tia Mowry's words was focusing on her own happiness, which didn't include her husband or her children. So divorce was a way for her to break up your family, Tia Mowry, for selfish reasons. And,
Yeah.
and, and that's what I thought. Like, I don't know, now she, like I said earlier, she spoke, her mother encouraged her to give Cory Hardrict a chance, right? So, and I don't know, like, if there was somebody older who she could have talked to at this time to give her some advice and say, well, just hold off on this. You know what I mean? Just hold off, because like you said, she could have been talking to single friends.
Hmm.
And they'll keep you single.
Yeah, I mean, because if you think about it, Arch, I know she had her girlfriend Essence Atkins, and Essence Atkins had just got a divorce too, like right before
Uh-huh.
Tia Mowry did. And I don't know what Essence Atkins and her husband went through, but like all of a sudden she started bringing all her single girlfriends on her show because she had that cooking show. But anyway,
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking like, girl, was you listening to them?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
never really hear. So, all right, you remember when they had their show, Tia and Tamara? They had a reality show. But
Yeah. I never saw that show.
if you look at the dynamic between the two twins on
Mhm.
their show, Tia was the one that was the selfish one. She was very selfish. Tamara
Yeah.
was always trying to make up. Oh, come on, Tia, why you treat me like that? Well, Tia's mad at me again, and Tia this and Tia that. Tia
Yeah.
was selfish. So I mean, I think that type of stuff it carries on to your relationships.
Oh, yeah.
You're not gonna be so selfish with your twin sister and not gonna be selfish with your husband as far as that relationship is concerned. I think that just really shows a lot about her.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Like, if you're selfish in one aspect of your life, you're probably most likely gonna be selfish in another aspect of your life. Um, so I think that yeah. So now, how do you think she feel now that like see what she did though was she gave him the opportunity though, because at first he was more so focused on family, like you know what I mean, like the kids, taking care of the kids, making sure the house was good. And I think like that right there is a good dynamic. You know what I mean? When you have one partner that's taking care of the family financially, then the other person is maintaining the home, making sure the kids' homework get done, making sure the kids get fed and stuff like that. So that's important. And I guess as the kids got older, she that dynamic, she wasn't really feeling that dynamic no more, and she just felt the fact that Cory wasn't coming up to the plate, like I said, financially.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I totally
Yeah.
agree.
And so, all right, so let me read this comment from Tom. He said, wow, so when a man makes all the money, it's an issue, and it's a issue when we stay at home with the kids. Cory was acting, but he stopped to take care of his kids while his wife was thriving and making movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what I said. So all right, so what she did, like once they got the divorce, he was able to focus more on his career.
Wow, he honed in on his
Right.
career and he just took off like a rocket.
Yeah.
And and I'm just happy for him. So then, like, I saw him on a TMZ interview, and somebody saw him walking out of Starbucks, and they was just like, asking him a bunch of questions about the movie that he was in. The Divorce in Black,
Yeah.
with the Tyler Perry movie. So he was like, they asked him about the movie and everything, and then they asked him like, okay, yeah, man, you a single man, you out there now, so who you dating? And he was like, come on, man. He's like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm dating my kids, man. I'm just trying to take care of the kids.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that right now. So I mean, but man, he on the market. Ain't nothing Tia can
Yeah.
say now. Ain't nothing she can say. I think he a good guy. I watched him on several different interviews. I heard him
Mhm.
talk about, his upbringing, the life with his mother, and how his brother passed away. So his mother and his brother passed. This dude is all about family. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So, and you know how many women out here looking for a man like that?
Yeah,
You
and see, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So, all right, so everything that she claims that she looking for now in the dating market, that's everything that she left at home with him.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know me and you was laughing about when we spoke about one guy she said she went to dinner with, and the guy like he took out like what he had some gold teeth or some fronts in
Yeah.
his mouth, and he took them out and sat them on the table.
Mhm.
Like so that's the kind of stuff though. Like that's what you run into in the dating market when you out in the dating market. Like you going back to zero.
The dating scene is just so difficult these days. Like, yeah, you meet a guy online, you go out to
Hmm.
dinner, you spend some time with him, you meet his family, your family, all that other stuff. But it's like starting from scratch, and 6 months down the line, they all good. Everything is all good because you know how it is when you meet somebody.
Yeah,
Everybody putting on the good face. 1 year down the line, and here you go spending a whole year with a person to find out that you don't really want to be with them and they don't really want to be with you, or dude been cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
she didn't take into consideration all those factors. All she did was take into consideration the fact that she wasn't happy at the moment, so she wanted to get.
yeah. So yeah, all right. So she wasn't happy in a relationship, right? Now, what about the kids though? Like where do the kids factor into that? Like, I mean, because everything that we say just points to somebody is like, all right. So I can see if they was married and they didn't have no kids, you know, like you can split you can split the house up and you can split, like cars and material things. But like, all right. So what about like having your son and your daughter grow up with the kind of father that what I mean, like the kind of father that you want them to have.
Yes,
What about that?
I think the kids. I think the kids gonna be okay because they are a certain age, right?
Hmm.
And I believe that Cory is going to make sure, like, he still can get the kids. When he not working now, you know what I'm saying? When he not working, get the kids, drop them back off at their mother's house, and I think that he has already built that he has a solid foundation as far as those kids is concerned.
Hmm.
So for them to get a divorce now, I think that at the age that their kids are, I think
Hmm.
they're fine as long as they co-parent the right way. And they seem like two level-headed people that will make sure that the kids are okay. So I don't have to worry about that in that situation.
Yeah. And so all right, so I want to Tom says that Tia Mowry is selfish and very entitled. Cory not once said anything bad about his kid's mother, but she celebrated divorce for selfish reasons due to herself. I can agree with that, right? Because he never, and a lot of times when men and women get divorced, a lot of men won't say anything publicly about their exes, and that's like I said before, and the reason is like they don't want to add any more stress to the situation, and they're careful about how they speak about their ex, in front of their kids. So they're not going to really say nothing bad. A lot of times, sometimes you might have somebody who say something publicly, but for the most part, they don't really talk down on their ex because of their kids. And that's not because like the woman has been perfect in a relationship. You know what I mean? They just say, well, it's not a good look to say anything bad about my kid's mother. And then what people gonna say? They're gonna be like, well, you married her. You know what I mean? So why talk bad about her now?
When you hear Cory in interviews talk about Tia, he always say, he like, man, she proud of me,
Yeah.
She happy for. He don't never say nothing bad. He never mentioned anything about, yeah, she divorced me. Yeah, she left me. He always say things like, we didn't work out. And he said things like, it was hard getting a divorce. He said he cried himself to sleep at night.
Yeah.
And he said that, it really wasn't a lot of people that he could reach out to. He said, because most people would be like, oh, you a man, you be all right. And he said, but it was hard because he was always in the house with his kids. Yeah. And that's all he cared about. He just cared about raising his kid. He cared about his family, But he tore all that apart. But that's okay, though, because, now he's out there and he can get somebody else. Yeah. And I also believe that he will get married again.
I think he will too, yeah.
He'll get married again before Tia gets married again.
I think you're right.
And he'll get into a relationship, not really looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
It's going to, like a friend, and we was friends, we still hanging out, and then the next thing you know, and I think that's how that's gonna work for him. And when it did, like I'm gonna do a happy dance for him because Tia should. She made the wrong move. It's like playing chess.
Yeah. And I think, and so like now she made another statement I thought that was kind of odd. She said that women are like women have been inboxing her and telling her that they find her courageous, right? And I'm like so what about her situation do you find courageous? Again, like I think like if a woman is in an abusive situation and you know what I mean, and he abusive in any kind of way, I think that's courageous. You know what I mean? Like to get out of that kind of situation, because sometimes women want to stay for the kids. They want to stay for financial reasons, but that wasn't her situation. So what about her situation made what she did courageous?
I have no idea. Like, well, I think that a lot of women, maybe they thought like, okay, she's not happy in the situation. But who said everything you was going to be happy? We have jobs, and are we happy on our jobs every day? No.
Right.
Like everything in life, you're not gonna be happy 365 days of the year. No, I don't get it. I think that like you said, relationships have peaks and valleys, and I think that she was just down in the valley, and she just should have just took the time to get herself together to come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Tom said, the grass is never greener on the other side. Only thing you can do is work on your own green grass to make it better. Yeah. And I agree. That's why, you know what I mean? Like, so that's why I just wanted to talk about this situation, not really to like to Doug Tia Mowry, right? It's just that I think that people have to they got to work their way through situations. You know what I mean? That's just like say like if you're in school and and you run into, for a while school is not going your way, But you got to look at the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Just and the only reason why I use school as an analogy is because she said that she graduated. You know what I mean? She graduated from marriage. So, but if you're in school and you don't quit school because school is not going your way, you got, you know what I mean? You working towards a larger purpose, you know. And so I just couldn't understand. I think, and what she did is because, like, all right, because she had money, she had the luxury of being able to move on without, you know what I mean, like without repercussions. Because, like, if, like I said, a lot of women who don't have that money don't have that luxury.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that luxury gives you a false sense of you know, like just like a false sense of, all right, the grass gonna be greener over here, like Tom said, you know. But you gotta you know, sometimes I think that people just have to stick their way through it, or find or talk to somebody who has experience, you know,
Yeah.
and would have advised her in a different way.
I think that, when you pick your person and you get married, you got to tell yourself that divorce is not an option.
Yeah,
To go in it knowing that it's going to be peaks and valleys. It's going to be some hard times, some good times. And maybe, it might be sometimes you need to pack your bag and go stay at a hotel just to get away, or
yeah,
something like that, or just go to your part of the house and let him stay in his part of the house. I mean, and I remember Judge Lynn Toller even saying that there was like 4 or 5 years of her marriage where she didn't even like her husband. She said that they
yeah,
didn't like each other, but they stuck it out. They stuck it
yeah,
out. And I think what she also explained what they did was, she had to figure out, she had to make some changes, and he had to make some changes, because all she kept getting on the phone telling her mother was what he did, what he did, what he did. And her mother was
hmm,
like, "Don't you call me no more." And she's
yeah,
like, "What? Why?" She was just like, "Because I done told you what to do. You have look at yourself and make some changes." And she said once she starts shifting and making some changes, then he came around and made some changes. So you can't always look to the other person and be like, "Here's what you're doing wrong, and I need you to fix it." You got to try
right,
to figure
yeah,
out where you, take some responsibility, and how you can make things work, because it's like a puzzle. All the
yeah,
pieces got to fit. And every time in your relationship or when you're married, all the pieces don't fit perfectly at every moment. Things shift. In relationships, and you gotta be able to shift with them. That's what I believe.
yeah, yeah. I think you're right, and like, to your point, like, it's about accountability. You know what I mean? Like, when you just can't point at the other person and say that, like, this is why I'm not happy, and this is not, this is why the relationship is not working, because that person did this, that person did that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to take accountability, and
That I like.
yeah, it's all about accountability. All right, so everything is a work. Tom said everything is a work in progress. I keep telling people that love is not enough. You got to be willing to sacrifice for the other person, and that's 100. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that too. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but
And your husband, and like you, I like what you said the other day too, because you was like, the husband comes before the children, right?
mm-hmm.
So it's like the two of you against the world, really.
Yep, and that's what it is.
And,
Yeah, yeah,
and how people say choose your battles, you know what I mean? So, and I was telling you the other day too, like how it's not cute to walk around house mad every day, all day. Like, sometimes you walking around, you don't even know why you mad. Like, be
yeah,
mad about whatever it is you mad about. Take your time, whether it's 15, 20 minutes, a half hour, and then turn around and just go about your day like normal. I mean, that doesn't resolve the issue that you might have been mad about, but
mm-hmm.
that mad energy, it takes too much out of you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just need to learn how to really just be
Yeah,
everything.
I like, sometimes I don't even, like, after a while I didn't. We were mad. Sometimes I used to be mad and didn't even know, like, why I was mad. You know what I mean? And then, so all you know is you have this, like you said, you have that energy around you, and you forgot why why you were upset. But as you get older, you just learn how to, like, let those little small things go. Um, and because it really don't do your situation any good, as far as you know. But
Really, I
yeah,
read something on Instagram where it said um, emotionally, that when somebody is ignoring you and you really care about them, it's when you ignore somebody, the feeling in your body is like it's deeper than a cut. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it could cut you like a knife. And I was like, you know what, that probably is true. If somebody care about you and you ignoring them and you're not really talking to them, and they want you to, you know, talk to them, that could really hurt somebody deeply. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
people to
yeah.
like,
And
like
I know women don't like that. Like they do not like, to be ignored. Like sometimes if you ignore, you know, they'll up the ante. Then they'll do something else to get your attention. You know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes women don't like to be ignored. And Tom says, everything is a work in progress. I keep telling people, oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I read that one. Yeah. I and that's what I mean about like finishing, like keeping your eye on the big picture. Like, I mean, like I said, the guy he was a homebody. He more so focused on home than he did. But they didn't really need they were, because she financially had already been established, they didn't really need him to be out there looking for acting gigs. You
what else
know,
though? I mean, I don't know. She never really said like what else did she want? Like
right,
she it was nothing that she couldn't do while she was
right,
married. You know what I mean? Besides see other people. And I think
right,
that listen, I think Cory was pretty much all she knew. And I think she just got curious. Like what
yeah,
else is out there? Well, her sister probably could have told her that because it
yeah,
took her sister a long time to find her husband. Because Tia
yeah.
got married first.
Oh, okay. So
And
look, but she didn't marry. And that's the thing. Like, Tia didn't get married until she was in her 30s, right?
yeah.
So she was focused. She went to both of them went to what school they go to? Pepperdine University. Both of them went to Pepperdine. Then they had their hit TV show. So I mean, like what else? What could she felt like she had been missing, because she was really, by the time she got married, she was in her 30s.
Yeah. So I think they waited long enough. I just don't know if like I said, I think Tia was always selfish. She was
Yeah,
I mean, even on that show, people, you could see that she
yeah.
was she was very selfish.
I never, you know what? I never saw that show. I'm gonna read another comment by my guy Tom. He says, Tia Mowry is she's feeling her mistakes. She probably won't admit it, but when she looks at them kids, especially as they get older, how much Tia Mowry will regret her decision. Yeah, I think for so many different reasons, I think she's going to regret her decision, and not just the fact that like financially, I think like his career like right now is on an upswing, right? I mean, he just did the movie. I didn't see the movie he did. I'm not like into like Tyler Perry movies or nothing like that. But did you see the movie, Tane?
Yeah, I saw the movie. I liked it.
Oh, you like the movie?
A lot of people, was talking about the movie saying they didn't like it because it's typical Tyler Perry, right?
Yeah.
I don't really care about that. What I really care about is the movie was good. Tyler Perry is employing black actors and actresses and
Okay.
paying them what they're worth. So when Tyler Perry paid them,
Hmm.
what they're worth, when they go out and try to get other jobs, those other companies gotta meet that. Like, hold, wait a minute. This is what I was paid the last time. I'm gonna need you to,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm
Yeah.
impressed about as far as Tyler Perry is concerned. But I will tell you that even though it's a typical Tyler Perry movie,
Hmm.
Cory Hardrict played that part.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
I will watch it again. Like I'm like he remind me. He said that he watched a lot of Ike Turner.
Like Turner movies. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
with the one with Lawrence Fishburne or whatever, he said that he looked at that and he took some of that. Yo,
Hmm.
I'm telling you, I thought I saw Ike on the screen.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
how Ike like bite his right bottom lip, like Martina. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he
Yeah.
played that part, and I remember seeing Cory in other movies. I just think that he never got his just due. And I
Hmm.
think that this movie really put him on the map. Like Tyler gave him free range to do what he felt like he should do for the character, and
Hmm.
Cory went for it and he did his thing. I think
And
you
he
should
pulled it
watch
off.
it. For real, I think you should really watch it. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
don't cost you nothing. Just go ahead and watch
Yeah, but I did hear people say that like he really got into that he really got into that role.
it. He really did.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes like it's other people that act and make you feel like they they really turn into that
They
character.
transform, yeah.
Like Cory turned into that person.
Yeah.
He did it. He
Well,
did it.
that's good. That's good. So yeah, hopefully his performance in this movie, like you said, will catapult him
I
to
hope so.
different roles.
He did say that him and Tyler Perry have some things in the works, but he's not at liberty to
Okay.
speak on them right now. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to things with him beyond Tyler Perry. I
Hmm.
can't wait till he meet that special somebody and have Tia looking in the corner like my bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean not to no, not to. I just feel
Rub it
like
in that fifth there. But
feel like a mistake.
but
So
look, so you think that she is going to regret her decision for leaving
I
for
believe.
him? Yeah. I think I think another reason why she'll regret it is because like Tom said, like with her kids, like her kids, um, you can't look at your kids without seeing, their father, especially if their father wasn't, he wasn't a bad dude. So
He is a man
yeah.
that's you know.
Yeah, I think it's a good point though you made though about like Tyler Perry employing people and giving them what they were. You know what I mean? So he really helping them to set the market.
Yeah,
Um,
like Taraji P. Henson was the first person that ever said that. Tyler
mhm,
Perry paid her. Even Megan Good said the same thing. Tyler
mhm.
Perry paid her. He said, "What do you want?" And she kind of like, "Oh no, let's let our my rep take care of it." He said, "No, what do you want?" And she told him, and he said, "I was gonna do that anyway," and he gave it to her. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. That's
Like,
what's up.
I ain't mad at Tyler Perry at all. He keep on coming with it. I want to see the talent that he's putting on, like,
Hmm.
and I want these black actors and actresses to be paid what they're worth because we all know, and I know I'm going off on the tangent, but we all know that when Taraji P Henson did the Benjamin Button movie, that was like awesome. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
should really, I felt like she was Cicely Tyson. You know
She
how
showed her range. Yeah.
like really she did a really good job and they didn't even really want to pay her. So we know that they not gonna pay us the way that we should be paid. So I ain't got nothing bad to say about Tyler Perry, nothing.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. And Tom, he agreed with you. He said, I don't really like Tyler Perry, but he do employ us black folks. Cory is an underrated actor and has another one with Tyler Perry. Salute. All right, so that's
Yeah,
cool. So he do have some more stuff in the works. But
yeah.
yeah, because I'm trying to think what Tyler. I really wasn't a Tyler Perry. Like I said, I'm like Tom. I ain't really like it, but I do commend the fact that he paid people what they were, and he giving them helping them to set the market.
Yeah, and then I gotta say one more thing about Tyler. So like I'm living here in Atlanta, and they have like casting calls. Like when I was driving down the street today to the radio, they have like casting calls, and he's employing black
Yeah.
within Atlanta, and they will do things in the background, just
Hmm.
extras and stuff. He really putting it on the map. And if you ever come to Atlanta, come see Tyler Perry Studios because it's really nice down there. And
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I know I'm plugging like I'm
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, but I think again getting back to Tia Mowry, and I think all right. So what do you think like the dynamic between the two marriages? Like you got Tia Mowry, and then you got the dynamic with Tamara. Is that how you pronounce her name?
yeah,
Tamara.
Tamara.
Tamara. Like, like, all right, so her marriage seemed to be going strong, and they seem like I watched a interview with them. They seem to have like a different dynamic. Like she have a different kind. Tamara has a different kind of respect for her husband than Tia had for her husband.
Well, listen, I think that they had like he was also on their show,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe that they have a different type of dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel like a white man
Mm-hmm.
in his relationship with a black woman, but even though she was raised with a black mother and a white father, I think that it's a totally different dynamic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The white man will treat her different. Maybe it's a little bit more delicate. Maybe she has a certain kind of respect for her husband. And that's what I was saying about the way Tia and Tamara was raised. They were raised by a white man. and a black woman. And I think that honestly, I just think that the dynamics in the relationships are totally different. And I
So
think that
look, go ahead.
and I mean Tamara, she has what she has is probably similar to what her mother and father had, right? Because
I
it's a
follow.
white man,
Yeah.
and and so maybe Tia is looking in on that, saying, "Oh, I want that. That's how mommy, daddy treated mommy,
Yeah.
and I feel like Tia felt like she was missing something because she's married to a black man. I really did,
Mm.
you know."
All right. So I think like, and I don't know, all right. So do black women have like a different type of respect though for white men when they marry a white man?
No, I don't know. I'm not saying that. I just think that they treat you different because they were
Yeah.
different. They don't have all the same stressors that maybe a black man might have. Not all of them, but so maybe it's certain things that you don't have to necessarily worry about. I never dated a white guy, but I'm just
Yeah. And I say this about that situation. I just think that all right, so both of them married guys like good men, right? And so I just think that like all right, because we spoke about
couple.
another couple. Like you had the young lady I brought to your attention. Her name is Rose Miller, and she's married to a guy. His name is Brett, right? And so he is her second husband. At first, she married a black guy, right? And so she went on social media and said that he was dusty, he was a deadbeat, and all this other stuff, right? And all of the things that she said about her first husband, which was black, but all of those characteristics, it came out later that those are the same things like her second husband, who was white, he had those same characteristics. So I say that to say that like when a black man things get blown out of proportion. You know what I mean? They get exaggerated when it comes to black men. But um, the white guy had the same issues, in marriages and same issues with child support. He had the same issues with, like being a baby daddy and stuff. The same issues the black guy had, but she didn't really, but she held him up like he was better than the black guy. So I just say that like those things get blown out of proportion, like when it comes to black men.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know that show. I don't know
Yeah.
Rose, but yeah, I think that either way is wrong. Like,
Hmm.
you don't put your husband on blast nowhere,
Right.
nowhere.
Right.
How, this the man that you married to. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, and see, I agree with that. Like, all right, so and I don't see why, and with this social media, that we in, like, why people, like, why do you put your significant other on blast on social media? Like, why would you embarrass that person? Like somebody that you was married to, somebody that you may have kids with them, y'all created a life together, then you go out publicly and then you smear that person. They don't realize that that's a reflection of them too, and you make yourself look, it's just uncouth when you do stuff like that.
I mean, how could your partner ever trust you again? You put them on front
Right.
street. Like, you're supposed to be able to share your everything with this person,
Yeah.
And for somebody to put you on front street like that, you can't trust that person. That person is not your person. If they putting you on front street like that, come on now, y'all
Yeah.
might break up for good. You
Yeah.
know, you gonna put me out there on social. What do those people on the outside have anything to do with our inside? In the
Yeah.
way we're doing in our relationship. No,
And
I don't.
so yeah, and so people don't have any they don't believe in the thing like us against the world. You know what I mean? Like me and you against the world. Like everybody, people just invite the world into their relationship, and then that's when their relationship just go it goes south when they don't have that respect for that bond within their relationship. And they put like I remember like back in the day, uh, like if you told anything that went on inside your house, your mother, like our mother, she ain't play that. You could not, ain't nothing in the world. You could go outside and tell nothing that happened in the house. She ain't play that.
Oh, I was just talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying that his mother Like he told one thing one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
His mother told somebody that he wished that the lady would and her daughter would just move out. So he wound up telling the daughter. He said his mother was like, "Don't you ever tell anything that happened in my house." And she said, "And I'm gonna beat your butt and make you remember this." Like,
Yeah. So yeah, back in the day, like if and this was way before social media. Like if you went outside, you told anything that went on in your house, like like people would think that you was, you was uncouth. Like wow, why would she say something, or why would he say that about what's going on inside his house? People wouldn't they look at you sideways. But now it's like, and I don't even think you know, in my personally things like that have not changed with me. You know what I mean? But like people do operate like that, and
yeah, I mean, so all right, well where do you draw the line when you have a reality show? Because like, so you remember Jessica Simpson, oh, right? Yeah, Jessica. She was like one of the first ones, her and the guy Nick, to
right,
ever get a reality show, and they didn't work. And people say that it's because they let the reality show get in their business, and people was getting in their head.
mhm,
So where do you draw the line when you have that? But I
mhm.
can say that Tia and Cory, they did keep their relationship private. It wasn't like, if things was going on in their relationship that, she was blasting
Yeah,
on TV or talking to people.
yeah.
But where do you draw?
Um, like what? Where do I draw the line? Like what? As far as like what I will let outside of my marriage or my relationship.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I think everything that goes on like inside my marriage is or inside my relationship is private. It's between me and the person that I'm in a relationship with, right? Um, I like little funny, like I will share with you
Someone
like
is at the Snooks place.
Oh, shit.
like little funny stories or something like that happen. But like if we have an argument or a disagreement, like I'm not sharing that with my mother or my sisters, because I don't want your opinion of her later on down the line to change. You know what I mean? Like we can make up. I'll come to you and I'll tell you something about an argument that we had, but you'll still see her in that light, like as far as like when we had an argument or something like that, right? And so I don't share none of that stuff, um, because I don't think it's necessary.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Um, the guy's here to fix my window.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he at the door. Um,
Okay. All right. Go ahead. How long is it gonna take you to get him set up, or do you just want to end the podcast?
we can take a second. Just give me a moment.
All right. Yeah. So all right. So I'm all right. So time. All right, man. So you said that let me see. Oh, Tom says, I believe in her. I believe in her husband. In other words, Tamara will sacrifice for her husband and his acting career. Also, when now we're talking about Tamara, like she will sacrifice for her husband. Uh, Let me see. Tamara is definitely different than her twin sister, and I can agree with that. Right? I think Tamara is different from her twin sister in the fact that she is probably more willing to work with her husband and to recognize the fact that she is more of a celebrity than he is. She is more of a public figure, right? Than she is more of a public figure than her husband is. So like when you are a public figure and your husband or your wife is not a public figure, then I think you have a responsibility to protect their privacy. You know what I mean? Because they didn't sign up, like your kids and your spouse didn't sign up for that. So you have to respect their privacy. You also have to, like I said, you have to have the attitude and mentality that it's like us against the world. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing, like when you have a person, a husband or a wife who is not in the limelight, like somebody who is not taking, like taking public criticism or not having that spotlight on them. Like, so take for instance, like Denzel Washington and his wife, I what's her name, Paulette or something. I'm not sure what Denzel, but you hardly ever see Denzel Washington wife in the public, unless they go to like a red carpet event. She's not on social media, she's not so she's not out there creating like news and stuff like that, because it's important for your relationship to have that balance, that dynamic, and then something that you don't want your whole life to be in the spotlight. So you know, what Mikey? I mean, Tanya. What's Denzel Washington's wife's name?
You said it right, Pauletta.
Oh, Pauletta. Okay, yeah. So Pauletta, I like that dynamic because she is not in the spotlight. And another couple, I like the dynamic of their relationship. And these are older couples like Debbie Allen and Norm Nixon. Are you aware of them?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So like Debbie Allen is a public figure, right?
Mhm.
And so you rarely ever hear anything about Norm Nixon. Now, Norm Nixon, from what I know, is like a successful businessman, but he stay out of the line. I'm sorry, you said what, Tan?
But he used to be a basketball player.
Right, yeah. He played professional basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers, and yeah. So you have to have that you gotta have that balance, especially if you are a public figure. You don't want your whole life to be out there because, like I said, when you put all of your life out there, then people get to pick at you, and it just kind of seems just like it just erodes your relationship.
Yeah, but one thing I do like about Denzel Washington, when he up there and accepting them awards, he put his wife first, and he makes sure he let them other women know like that Pauletta is his rock. She is his solid. She is his foundation. That she is the reason why he is so successful because she sits home and she took care of the kids, she raised them, and now I watched. Denzel Washington's son,
yeah. So look, when Denzel Washington and stars like that used to get up there and they used to thank their wives for holding them down and stuff like that, right? I used to think, before I knew better, I used to think that like that was just, they just saying that just to be nice and stuff like that, right? But it's really important though to have somebody to bring to somebody who bring what she bring to the table. You know what I mean? Somebody who gonna y'all can raise kids together. You can create and build a life together. That stuff right there is priceless.
It's good to have somebody like that in your corner that will keep you grounded. You know what I mean? And I think that that wasn't happening with Tia. Like she wasn't staying grounded. I think her head got big. I don't think that she thought that she was better than Cory, but I do think that she felt like it was something more out there.
Yeah.
That wasn't getting. She was missing something, and now she's really missing something. She's missing Cory.
Yeah. I think that like you said earlier, when he told her, he said that she shouldn't, are you sure this is what you want to do? Don't make these decisions when you are when you are emotional or upset, Yeah, and so Tom said Denzel Washington faith in God is very important to him in his life too. Yeah, like I said, I just think that certain couples, they have that they know how to create that dynamic and that family put family first. Even though you're in a situation where you're making a lot of money, but I think, all right, let me get back to like Norm Nixon and Debbie Allen, right? So Debbie Allen, probably for a long time made a lot more money than what he made. You know what I mean? And she was a bigger, and she has definitely always been a larger public figure, especially since he retired from basketball. But she found a way to be a good wife and still not like hurt his or try to like make him look or emasculate him. You know what I mean? Without because it's family. I think that a woman who makes more money than her husband or who is a public figure can still find a way to have a good marriage and a good relationship without emasculating her husband.
Yeah, but Debbie Allen, every time she talk about her husband, she expressed so much love. Like you ain't never hear her. She don't say nothing. She just always says how much in love with him she is. And I saw them on a video where they was having an anniversary, and both of them was just all over each other.
Yeah. That's what's up.
When people have so much love for each other that they not going to disrespect that, they it's all about just they put love,
And so and Tom said marriage is not for everybody, right? And I can agree with that. I think that marriage is not for everybody. I think that but see, the thing is, and that marriage is not for everybody. That's why you got to be careful, like who you pick to marry. You know what I mean? Yeah, because if you serious about marriage, and if you feel like this is going to be like till death do us part for you, you gotta make sure that that other person, I know it, no guarantees, but you gotta be sure that like that other person at least feels that way too from the beginning, and not only just feel that way, but like demonstrating that they have that same that same mindset.
Yeah, I got you. I
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, but I guess it just also just depends on how much you really love that person.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Tia was just too young to know. Like maybe she just didn't know what love was. Maybe she didn't know what she needed, what she wanted when she first met Cory. Maybe the marriage to him just wasn't what she thought marriage would be.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been that.
Yeah.
I just feel it's unfortunate for her that she let a good guy go, and I think that it's going to be hard for her to find another good guy like Cory. She
Right,
met
right, right.
Cory,
Yeah, I think
but not another Cory.
yeah, yeah. I think though, and like, all right, so if if she wanted out of the marriage because like financially he wasn't meeting he wasn't meeting her standards, right? And now that he's coming to this money, like, don't that even hurt even more? You know what I mean? Like now that his career is on an upswing, and now he's going to be getting the kind of attention that like a lot of people who like she was a childhood star, so she's used to that attention. You know what I mean? Almost like a drug, like so she would be addicted to that. And now he's on red carpets and stuff like that, so that their careers might even be going like in two different directions. Like hers might be just like evening out, and then his is not to say that she's going down, but his career is like definitely on the upswing.
Yeah, I think, and he was saying that what he really not used to. He said he was,
Mm,
some people seeing him in the airport and be like, "Hey, Cory, that," and they just coming up
yeah.
this and that. But now it's like a swarm of people. He's like, he don't know how to handle it. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't even really know what to say about Tia. I'm sorry. I'm just so
Yeah.
stuffed for Cory. Like, I'm just happy for him that,
Yeah.
I think it's sad first and foremost that she decided to let him go. And he really didn't want it. It just seemed like he didn't want the divorce. Just, I don't know. But he had to deal with it. He had to accept the fact, because you can't make somebody want you, right?
Right.
So
Right.
accept the fact that she just didn't want him anymore, and he has to move on with his life. And so what he did was put his mind to, like what he said, getting good jobs and taking care of his kids, and all of that is going to work out for him in the end. So I don't even really know what else to say about Tia. I don't wish her
Yeah.
any ill will. I just wish
Yeah. I just think I think she'll be all right. I just think that decision that she made, you know what I mean, and like she'll regret it. And I think like uh, you know, I think that that could be like a lesson to other people. Like like if you're not in an abusive relationship, short of that, and you got somebody who is a family person, like you really not gonna find anything better than that. I don't know what you could do better,
right.
male or female. You know what I mean? Like if you have a woman who is like I said, like we spoke about Pauletta Washington. You know what I mean? Like somebody who is going to support you, and then somebody who's going to be your rock behind the scene, because um like the spotlight is on the person that's out there. you know why do you need the spotlight to be like on the whole, on the relation,
Right.
on the
So
whole relationship, or both people in the
I wonder
relationship?
what kind of job Tamara husband have now, because you remember he used to be on the news.
Hmm.
And he, something happened. There was something political going on that he disagreed with. It was one of those. I think it was around the time the George Floyd stuff was going on,
Oh,
and
okay.
somebody said something racial, and he didn't appreciate it, and he quit. So what kind of job he working now? You know what I mean? So he could be home right now, making sure the kids. And I remember Tamara has been taking trips because
Mm.
she has a show on I don't know, one of those networks. And
Oh,
she's taking trips, and her husband was home watching the kids. She wasn't home for like 10 days or something or more,
yeah.
working project she was on. So, you just got to be able to just, you got to be able to move. You got to shift in your relationships. They're not going to stay the same.
Yeah. So, and remember who the other lady who had a long marriage and her husband, you mentioned her earlier. What's her name? Lynn Toller. That's
Yeah.
the lady from Court TV. Huh?
What about Ruby D and her husband? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Ruby D and Ozzie Davis. Now I met them downtown in downtown Baltimore one time. They was a cool couple.
yeah, Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Jocelyn told her, Jocelyn told her husband passed away, but even before he passed, she was saying in her interviews that it was times that she didn't even like her husband. They didn't like each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they stuck it out.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. I think that sometimes these people don't get good advice as far as like, like you want to leave because of what? And I think because people, it's so easy to get out of a relationship now. Um, like it's almost like, you have the luxury of being able to come and go as you please. And then
You know,
since that's dead, that people
it,
just,
it's easy to give up, right? It's
yeah,
easier to give up. It's hard to keep things going. That you know what I mean? But that's life. You gotta keep going. Like stop giving up. And it's like I believe that it's a generation of people that just
yeah,
hasn't learned how to stick things out. They just give up. And it's okay. Like they created a culture that says it's okay,
mhm,
because you remember, like it was a time in life when you would work for, yeah, my father worked for that company for 30 years. Oh, you
yeah,
worked for a company for 40 years. But nowadays, you work for a company for a year, then you work for another company for a year. And now employers don't even look at you like you crazy. They want to see that versatility in your resume. Like, oh, you work for them, you work for them, you work for them, you work
right,
for them. And
yeah.
you bring all of this to the table. So
But see, all right, so that's the difference though. Like that versatility in a work resume is not like the versatility in a relationship resume. Like people don't want to see all that versatility. You know what I mean? Like that. Um, I don't think so. I don't think people want to see all that versatility in a relationship. People want to see stability. They want to see somebody who's grounded, somebody who can be trusted, somebody who got your back. And so and that's and I think it's just going to be, I think it's going to come back around because what really affects people relationships is like the economy, right? And so the worse the economy get, I think the more people will realize, unfortunately they'll realize that the more they need each other.
well, okay. So do you think? I think that once Tia and Cory, like I think that COVID really did something to their relationship too. Now we ain't even talk about that.
You
Like
think so?
so when they was home stuck in COVID, Tia was really going through something where you would see her on on Instagram or Facebook Live or something, her little videos, and she'd be crying, saying how she missed her sister, her mother, and all of them, right? Because we was COVID was, you had to stay wherever, and then
Hmm.
all of a sudden after COVID, they breaking up, or maybe she found out who he really was. Maybe she didn't
Yeah,
like spending all that time with him. I mean, it could have been so many different dynamics and the reasons why they broke up. But I thought about that too. Now, when COVID hit, there was a lot of domestic violence going on.
yeah,
When COVID hit, a lot of stuff was going on with couples because you didn't have that in and out, like yeah, going to work and being away. You
yeah,
home with that person. So I,
yeah. I didn't. I never thought about that though. Like COVID could have affected, ref- uh, affected their relationship. But also time went back to what he said. Paula Washington seen the greatest in Denzel Washington, and Paula Washington sacrificed for Denzel Washington to be what he could be. It's called sacrifice, and that's true. That is right there. All right, so let me ask about like sacrifice as far as like how much trust do you have to have in a person? Because I think when Paula Washington met Denzel Washington, I think she was an actress too. Am I mistaken? Like she was, yeah. I think she was like on Broadway or something like that though.
yeah, it was
Right,
okay.
right. All right. So like how much like trust do you have to have in another person that they not gonna get on, and then once they get on, you know what I mean? Like how much trust do you have to have in a person? Like, all right, I'm gonna put my career on the back burner and and push you forward so we can be all right. Like some people won't have that kind of trust in their potential husband or wife.
Well, I mean, honestly, Denzel said that Pauletta
She taught him.
taught him
Yeah,
a lot about acting. He said she taught him a lot about life, right? So
yeah, yeah,
she was schooling him and sending him off and be like, okay, okay, baby, go get that money.
yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up.
So
And so that's what's up. And it definitely worked out. What I mean, it worked out for him and for her. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. But I think a lot of times I think people get a bad rap for or they may be afraid that like another person is going to get on their feet and want to move on. But we could I could come right off the top of my head. I can speak of a lot of people that have started out with nothing and kept their same and kept their same a wife. Like when we talk about rappers, we can talk about like Ice Cube and his wife. You know
Ice
what I mean?
Cube.
Is it Ice Cube? Yeah, Ice
Yeah.
Cube and his wife, Snoop Dogg and his wife been together for since day one. We have LL Cool J and his wife. They high school sweethearts. In basketball, we have LeBron James and his wife. You know what I mean? So it's not that's not a bad risk. Like when you see somebody who's about to take off or somebody who's about to, like it's not a bad, you know, yeah. So yeah. So Town says she was on Broadway as an actress. Paula Washington. Yeah. So I mean, like, so somebody in a relationship, in order for that relationship to be successful, somebody gonna have to make a sacrifice. And really, it's not a sacrifice if we both coming up. You know what I mean? So it's not a sacrifice.
Well, what you think about Barack Obama and Michelle? Like, okay, come
Right?
on,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because when she met him, he wasn't. I don't think he wasn't a senator yet, but he was trying to be. And
Right.
she was in law school. You know what I mean? And she stuck by him. But then, okay, so say he is a senator at that time, and then he said he wanted to be president. Well, she was a lawyer. She was making six figures. You know what I mean?
Right.
She had to step away from her six-figure job to come, be the first lady. And she said she really didn't want to do it. But that's the sacrifice that she made for her husband. So
Yeah.
then after that, so he did 2 terms, and thank goodness he didn't have to do another, because she was just like, she wouldn't have did it with him. Because
Mhm.
she didn't like that life that
Yeah.
they, and then
Yeah.
the presidency is over, then they get to love on each other more than they did when he was president. She said she was so happy it was over. So
Yeah.
it's called sacrifice. I totally agree.
Yeah. So, and I think the whole point about the thing though is just like weathering that storm. You know what I mean? Like, so don't quit the book or don't quit like in the middle of the chapter. You just gotta weather that storm. And and I'm gonna give you a quick example of somebody who didn't stick it out with their husband. Like, I don't know how much you follow football, but like, remember Tom Brady and his wife, like she wanted him to quit football. And he didn't like if you his wife, he gotta quit sooner or later. Like, football is, you know what I mean? Like he had already played 20 years. And you go, why you quit? Like after he'd have played 20 years, he not gonna play 25 years, not no football, so
She
I
wanted him.
don't know.
Giselle, I get it. She wanted him to be home with the kids. You know what I mean? Like, she wanted,
Yeah.
and then he promised her he would, and then he went back.
Right,
So
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that. All right, so he went back, right? I'm not saying that she shouldn't have been mad, but mad enough just to give up a relationship, and then she got with some other guy, and that's over with now. You know what I mean? So I think when it comes to, like a successful marriage and a successful relationship, I think in most cases you only really get one bite at the apple to do it right. What you think about that?
no, I don't.
You don't think so?
No, I believe that you can fall off the horse and get back on again, and find something else. But and for as long as I do believe that for as long as Tia and Cory was married, that you know there was definitely there was a deep investment. But
Mhm.
I think she'll find somebody, but she won't feel that same love. It's gonna be love, but it's gonna be a different kind of love.
Yeah, you think so?
Like yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah.
I
I think
mean, all right. So when I say like one bite at the apple, I mean like for that when you only get one bite at the apple to have like a relationship with like that forever person. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so you saying that like she won't find nobody like Cory Hardrict, right? Uh, But I agree. I think she probably will be able to get married again. You know what I mean? But like you said, I don't think it'll be like what that first relationship is, like the one like relationship, like what she was with the kids, the family, and that legacy that they had a chance to create with each other. I think like that's out the window. I think, yeah, she can find another partner, but I think you like that legacy thing. I think that's out the window.
yeah, What about the fact that they could still get back together? Because to me, it looked like Cory could be open to that.
I don't know. Like if I don't know. Like if Cory was open to getting back with her, I don't know. Would you recommend that he do that? Like go back?
I think he should just do whatever his heart tell him to do. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, let's use Angela Bassett and what's her husband's name?
Courtney Vance.
All right.
Yeah.
They broke up in college. They broke up, but they got back together. And look at them. You know, like
But see, they broke up early and got back together early though, because like when they was in college, they never really they hadn't hit it big yet then, right? Yeah. I like them two as a couple too, Courtney and Angela. But yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't have kids before that either. So okay. When they got back together, that's when they had the kids.
Yeah. All right, so what Tom said? Tom said that's like Paula Washington telling Denzel Washington to stop acting. The nerve of Tom Brady ex-wife, that was selfish. I agree with Tom. I just think that, all right, she knew she married a professional football player. And she knew what, you know what I mean? Like what comes with that. That's just like Cory Hardrict, you know what I mean? He knew that Tia was an actress when he married her. Yeah, you know, so you just gotta weather that storm. So yeah, that's what I let me see how long we've been on. We've been on for like a little bit over an hour.
Yeah, we you know.
All right. So all right. So like what advice though, like what before we get out of here, like what advice do you think or what advice or what cautionary tale can you take from like this relationship that we seen with Tia Mowry?
I just think, as far as relationships and marriages is concerned, I mean, when you say till death do you part, till death do you part. So, you know, by saying that, you know that it's going to be some ups and downs, some peaks and valleys, like you said. You know, it's going to be some happy times, some sad times, some good times. You know what I mean? But you just got to really weather the storm, you know?
Yeah. I agree. I think that, yeah, man, I think you just have to see it through and just have like the mentality of us against the world. You know what I mean? And then yeah, just weather those storms, just like you said. And yeah, man, I think we had a good conversation about about Tia Mowry and her husband Cory Hardrict. But so before I think though, like I agree with you. Like if he wanted to get back with her, that's his wife. I don't think nobody, you know what I mean. That's the mother of his two kids. I don't think people could really look down on because I don't really see her. I think she made a decision that probably wasn't the best decision, but I didn't see her really like do anything that she couldn't come back from. Did you see anything that like she did of like, no, that
wasn't blatantly disrespectful, but
right, yeah.
Now the man finished. He finished. He put the window in.
Oh, that was fast.
Now I gotta go.
All right, so yeah, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your input. Also, Tom, man, I appreciate you for tuning in and everybody else who tuned in. And with that being said, we can ready to get out of here. Look forward to I'll be back on tomorrow at 11 a.m. No, I'm sorry. Would it be 11? I'll be back on tomorrow, probably like around about 1 o'clock. With we're gonna talk about sports tomorrow. But yeah, with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man, we'll be talking about sports tomorrow. One last comment from my guy Tom. What he said, oh, Cory will be dumb. Oh, Cory would be dumb in his opinion to go back. I mean, I think I want people to leave comments though. What do you think? What do y'all think? Do y'all agree with Tom that Cory Hardrict would be unwise of him to go back if he decided to get back with Tia Mowry? Yeah. Make sure to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out on the next episode. Tune in on Sunday. I'll definitely be back on Sunday, and we'll be talking about sports on Sunday. Peace, and I'm out.